Hey guys, how you going? Stephen here. I want to talk to you guys about, by the way, I'm a personal trainer. I own my own business, do online training and all that sort of stuff. So, but I don't want to talk about that right now because I've got another channel for that. That's Turtle Shell Fitness. But this one's my own personal channel where I get to have a bit of a debrief of my brain and let my feelings and my thoughts out onto the screen. I don't do all that pizzazz stuff where I'm going to grab something from my computer and show it onto my computer from my computer. I can't do all that. Okay, I'm not fancy wancy, and I've got no patience to learn that stuff. But I will. We'll discuss what I'm going to talk about, and then I'll point you in the right direction of where I found that information or where I came across that information. You can go and have a look at yourself. It's basically, I'm not going to tell you how to think or what to think, or I'm just going to basically put my point of view onto the screen and let you hear my point of view about the things that I've discovered or found. So if you've been watching the channel, you notice lately we're doing a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, especially around the QAnon and the Q theory and the Q plan. All right, Q, high level clearance. Within the American government, it's I'm pretty sure it's like nuclear level. So basically, if you have a Q clearance, you can actually get pretty far into whatever's going on in the deep depths of the American government. So I've been looking into that. I've been looking into 5G. Spoken to friends about 5G. Looked into the coronavirus, looked into all these sorts of things, and it's about putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And every time I get more pieces of the puzzle, they kind of fit. They kind of fit, don't they? And it's making me weirded out because all these things make sense. Like, I saw it on Twitter the other day. Like, maybe Ellen and Oprah and all them guys are bored of calling their friends or doing, social media stuff. But where's Tom Hanks? Like I put a status up. I was like, where is Tom? Where is Ellen? The only time I see Ellen posting is through Portia's account, and she's usually just like, Portia looks like she's, I don't know, not forced, but she's not comfortable. She's just doing it to appease Ellen. Now, I want to talk to you now. If you're out there and you've been following the QAnon, or you've been following Q, or you've been following this whole theory, or you're new, actually, let's go with, if you're new to this and you've just started, all right, I want to explain something to you, because my friend today messaged me, because he's starting to see where the pieces fit and the puzzle fits and stuff like that. He's kind of really pissed off that Tom Hanks is involved in all this adrenochrome, pedophilia, satanic. This is what this is about, all right? The deep state. Donald Trump has taken down the deep state, which is like the Rothschilds and all those guys. And since the beginning of their time, they've been into satanic rituals, trafficking children, killing children, raping children, breeding children for that purpose. Okay, so that's what that's about. Okay, and you can research this. You can go and read about it. You're not going to hear about it in the mainstream media because 90% of that is owned by those big families and those big corporations, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and a couple of others that I haven't really bothered to look into. I've just focused on the main two. So that's the idea of this, is that Trump's taken these guys down, all right, and he's going to set the world free. He's going to set the world free financially. We took back the Fed and then released $6 trillion, which is what was in the Fed, because that's what was put into the Fed since 2008, and he's completely drained it. Now if you know the story about Jesus and the Jews and the temple, then you'll know that Jesus removed the Jews from the temple because they were there for usury. Usury is a sin. So he didn't like that. He removed them. He kicked them out. This is basically the same theory. Okay, so if you don't know that story, I suggest you go and read the Bible. I'm not a devoted Christian or a devoted Catholic. I know that story. I grew up as a child reading the Bible and understanding that part of life, and some things that from the Bible I sort of transcend into my life to make sure I'm a good human being, I'm not hurting anybody, and I love thy neighbour, okay? And I respect all men. All man is created equal, man and woman. Okay, so this is why we were able to pour ourselves out onto a platform like YouTube. Now, so that's the general theory of this. Okay, so these people believe in the Donald Trump's taken in the deep state, and Tom Hanks is involved. Oprah's, all these big Hollywood elites are involved. The 1%ers, you and I, you're watching this video, you're probably going to be a 99%er, which is like just getting by in life. You're either happy in your job or you're not happy in your job, but you're just getting by, you're paying the mortgage, or you're just paying the rent, or you're paying the bills. We're the 99%, all right? Whereas the 1%, well, they've got all the money in the world. They control it, okay? So, from what I gather, is that from everything that I've read, because some of it's a bit heavy, all right? And I'm going to be talking to you, the new person, or you've just come in and you've just found out that this shit exists. I didn't believe it to start with. I was in complete denial but then I realised something today when I wrote something to a friend of mine, because he said, why doesn't he just come out and tell the people? And I see a lot of people saying that. A lot of people come out and say, why doesn't he just tell people? Right now, I vaguely remember a statement from Stephen Hawking. He, the philosopher, he's a super intelligent guy. You should know who that is. If you don't know who Stephen Hawking is, research him. Absolute, an amazing individual. He once said that if there is an alien life form, and that humans come into contact with that life form, this is not exactly how he said it, but this is in the context of what he said. I'm trying to stay within the context. So he basically said that our minds would go to mush, that we would go to complete retardedness. Yeah, retardedness. There we go. I got that one out. Okay, well, we would go into this mental breakdown, and our mind would just shut down because of the comprehension of what that means. We believe that, there are lots of people that believe aliens exist. But if those people saw those aliens and actually come into contact with that being, then their minds would totally go to mush. And that's how I feel about this situation right now. If there is a deep state, which there is, okay, I'm a firm believer that there is a 1%. I've always believed that. I've always believed that there is a 1% that owns everything since the dawn of time. And they've used it to their advantage to keep us at the blow, alright? Otherwise, why are we not all wealthy? You get what I mean? Okay? Why are we not all why isn't it evenly distributed? So, the point is that I feel like that, and I had to explain it to him. I said, do you really remember when Stephen Hawking said that? What I just said? That's what would happen to the population, the global community. That would, if you were to come out and say, and then you dumped all this information on them, even if you had all the evidence and you graphically put it together and you fed it to them, their minds would go to mush and denial. Because these people, these 1%ers, have gone and got these little people underneath them, and they've built them up to build respect and trust from the global community. You think of Oprah and you think she's, you think, wow, she's an amazing woman. She's achieved so much. She's done all this off of, being molested by her uncle, wasn't she? From vague memory, and she's just, she come from a impoverished sort of background, African American to being the queen of television, having her own production companies and her own magazine, her own everything, and people won't comprehend that she has something to do with such a massive, 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 vile, disgusting system that breeds children to kill them for their adrenochrome. This is part of a system that thinks that pedophilia is okay, that is part of a satanic cult, so to speak. No, the global community wouldn't be able to handle that. They would shut it down straight away. They would not believe you, okay? And I wouldn't have believed it. But you look at everything, and everything comes in a pot. Now, someone said to me, another friend of mine said to me, and I sent her a photo of, we're going to use Oprah for an example, okay? Because that's who we're talking about, okay? So, these people, let's not talk about Oprah, okay? Let's not talk about Oprah. Let's talk about Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Who else? Those guys, anyway. Anthony Bourdain, these guys, Prince Andrew, these guys, this community is close knit with each other. How do they not know that that's what that person's like? Like, I literally saw, I did a post the other day on Twitter, and it was about Joe Biden being a seat, and it's a video, and you can see it. There's a video of Joe Biden, and he is creepy as fucking can be. All right, he is all up on this kid. He's kissing her, smooching on her, whispering in her ear, touching her. It's as a father, it's really hard to watch. Now, some well-known celebrities came out who have their own TV show, The View, come out and defended Joe Biden and said, "Oh, he's just like that. He's just a touchy guy. He's just a touchy-feely guy." What I seen in the video, now touchy-feely, right? Okay, that's like a pat on the back, a bit of a rub on the shoulder, and then you know your boundaries as a touchy-feely, right? You know your boundaries. He was beyond the boundaries. When I sent this video to a friend of mine, the instant message was back was like, "I can't watch all of that. It's making me want to vomit." So if he's just a touchy guy, it wouldn't want to make people want to vomit when they watch it, because it wouldn't be that putrid, and it wouldn't be that vile, and it wouldn't have that much venom in it. Okay, it's disgusting. And these people defend each other. And this is to the point of this. I had another friend message me and goes, how does someone like that have friends like that and not know that they're like that? You don't. You can't. You can't have friends and not know about that sort of stuff that they get up to. You can't have friends and not know that because that shit's obvious. That shit is crazy. Pizzagate, go and research that. That'll give you some head turners, okay? Look for Q if you're new to Q. Believe me, I wouldn't have believed this a year ago. I'll give you the glow tip. I was not a fan of Donald Trump as president. I thought, wow, how is this chauvinistic piece of work? How is he president? How I didn't believe that a guy like him would be president and how he would run a country. And I didn't like him. I liked him as a businessman because he's very clever. He knows how to get the system done. But I didn't think he'd be a great president. And it's turning out to be. Once you start getting involved and you start watching and reading and researching and deeping and getting into the phenomena, and you're watching his videos and you're watching his press conferences, and he's just dropping bombs here, man. It's crazy. It's like, look, I'm going to level with you here. It's so fucking crazy that when I first started thinking that this could be real, I thought I should be institutionalized for being crazy. And I'm at the point now where I wish I'd never ever dug it up. You know, when you dig something up and you're like, oh, I should have left that in the ground. Well, this is one of those moments, right? You're going to get there and you're going to dig everything up. You're going to put all the puzzles together and you look at the pieces and you're going to go bang, 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 bang. And that's how it's going to be. Alright? So, that's my video. I got lost train of thought. I didn't realise she was going out. Anyway, wives. That's it. That's the video. So go and do your own research. I don't know. I'm sold on majority of what's going on. I'm not sure if I believe in a flat Earth. I don't think the Earth's flat. I never have. I think that there is something going on that's bigger than COVID-19. COVID-19, kind of weird, you know. I've got my own personal views on that. I don't agree with any of the governments right now locking down shit. We should have, from the start, looked after the 20% and put the 20% in lockdown. But, you know, hey, I'm not the Prime Minister. I never will be. I never intend on trying to be. Fuck that job. That's it. I hope this video was good. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe. If you want to see more, subscribe, like, share. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. Everywhere. Alright. Peace out, guys. And always look at this is one last thing. Look at everything from different angles. Alright? Don't just look at it from what the mainstream's telling you. Don't just look at it from the right. Look at everything, stand back, have an unbiased opinion. Have an unbiased view to start with, and then start bringing all the information in together, and then just put it together and piece it together and make your own opinion. That's the beautiful thing about being a human being. You can form your own opinion, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Really, is what you believe. You know, it doesn't matter if someone doesn't believe what you believe. It doesn't matter if you believe what I just told you. That's what I feel. It's what I believe after I've gone and researched and dug up some stuff and had a look at the past and had a look at things that I was like, whoa, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Obama was trained by, you know, Al Qaeda. You know, I didn't know that. You know, so you've got to go and look for these things. You've got to go find them because it exists. It's just hidden from us because they don't want us to know. They want us to just go through life going like I did. I wish I'd never dug that up and I was just blasé. I mean, just put it this way. Disney's fucked. Disney is fucked.